Okay, we're going. Let's try it. We're continuing on today. Today is supplemental. Let me just check my audio and stuff, and then we'll go. Okay, we're going. Let's try it. I think it's working. Okay. I'm going to continue. Because I think it's so close. I think with just a tiny bit of time, I can kind of show more or explore more. Yikes, explore more. So I don't know if I want to like write code especially, but I know exactly what I want to do. I want to experiment more with this form foreign language form work. So if we run Chrome, just log out of that. So this Chrome is now running, listening on Playwright. Let me just kind of give a quick review of where I'm going. Whoops, wrong project. Chatfield. Okay. So look, like not a lot of work. Not bad, not a lot. I was looking at 2014 and stuff earlier. Yeah, it was gnarly. It was awesome. Okay. And then look, boom, joined McKinsey. Right there, September. Boom, like the day I joined McKinsey, I stopped doing open source. Okay. Here we go. So what is Chatfield? I've done this a million times. Oh, I cleaned up a little link and stuff offline. Sorry. I try to capture every keystroke, every moment on this stream, but Chatfield is, among other things, basically it's forms. I'm proud to admit I'm inspired by forms. And forms, have keys, which then people fill in to provide values, and Chatfield is the same. But rather than, for example, a graphical user interface or an HTML form, Chatfield drives a conversation, powered by a large language model to complete the form, to fill it in, to populate the form. It is implemented twice in two different languages, both in Python and in TypeScript. These have identical APIs, unless things are broken. Let's see some test suites. Should be the same. They're in two languages. And then furthermore, because of TypeScript, Python runs on the server environment. TypeScript also runs on the server environment, or JavaScript, and it runs on the browser environment. And that's what we're going to look at today. We're going to look at browser a little bit. I'm going to try to complete forms in foreign languages using Chatfield. That's the point. So 84 test pass, have testing these various things, kind of simple, lean, and then over to TypeScript doesn't do it. Let's see. TypeScript, I promise, has 84 when it passes. Let's get Claude Code going. I said I would stop, but I won't. Well, let me just get it started while I continue. So, because Chatfield really runs in the back end, you could say, it's saying, what do we say? What is the conversation? It's validating and it's transforming data, all kind of in the back end, if you like. Any user interface can work with Chatfield. And today I want to explore kind of a bizarre user interface. I'm going to make Claude Code pilot my web browser and complete some forms. So I'm looking forward to that. I wish there was a bug in, okay, so if I rerun it, oh dear, I'm already. 84 test pass, coming from these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 files. And over in TypeScript, 84 tests passing, coming from these 8 files. Exactly the same. So this is one of the advantages of Claude Code that I've been using, is I've said, hey, at a like hobbyist amount of time commitment, I want to ship 2 SDKs in 2 different languages. And furthermore, I mean, there's browser versus server, which is another distinction that's awesome. So that's Chatfield. Let's go to today's journal and like gather my thoughts before I rock and roll. Wiki. Today's October 15th. Yeah, so I made an example of a Polish, I found a Polish language, which I don't know or speak, form, and just kind of asked Claude Code to help me mock up or, you know, test using Chatfield to solve that. And it worked very well. And it worked so well that I want to push this further right now. There's React in there, which I did earlier this morning, and some other improvements. But the ability of Claude Code to drive my web browser and do things there and use Chatfield, I think is going to be really exciting just in 2 seconds here. So let's get started. Let's see if there's like changes. Yikes. What changed here? Oh, I see. Whatever. Okay. Cool. So, oh, and that means I gotta like redo my base. Git stash, I guess. And then rebase. And then I edited my stuff. Clear link. Yeah. Fix. There it is. Clear link. Wonderful. Nobody look. Okay. So let's get into this. Let me start talking to Claude Code. We're going to have to build this up here for a second. Clear it out. Okay. Review all like readmes and agent documentation. Yeah. Help me create a like prompt or some context for a prompt to guide an LLM to create Chatfield data models. Chatfield data models. To guide an LLM to create Chatfield data models. Agent documentation and any source code to build a like, what am I trying to say? Like an LM optimized crash course on how to accomplish on like the Chatfield mental model and like how to accomplish common things plus an exhaustive, like, what am I trying to say? List, an exhaustive list of like capabilities, like validation, conclude, confidentials, all the casts. The goal is that this prompt could then be used, could then be added to additional context, such as some HTML form, source code, or a DOM element, you know, or a DOM tree, or a screenshot, to like convert a traditional form into a Chatfield data object or whatever, data definition, interview definition. Okay. I think I'm going to say, oh, you know what I need to do? Jump to the editor. Key. What's it going on here? Key requirements. Okay. I think there might be common traits, or I know. Maybe there's the base, like core, like the core, like API doc, which explains everything about like possible from importing, right? Let's see, do I want it in TypeScript or Python? Do I want it in both? No, I want it in both. Like language independent, because the Chatfield interview builder API is language independent, is identical in both. Okay. So there's a core API doc. What else? I think there may need to be like archetypes. Support like maybe there's some prefab archetypes. I think because I'm going to try to complete some forms here. Let me think. Or would I do that? Okay, it explains. Yeah, then like the like direct instructions. Let me see. To guide an LM to create Chatfield models. Oh, then maybe there is like per circumstance guidance. For example, considerations when converting, you know, HTML to Chatfield, right? Or PDF, or, you know, web screenshot. Oh, or I actually know. I have a huge one. Playwright. Or when using Playwright MCP, that's a huge one. Or screenshot. you can provide others along these lines. All can be placeholders. Oh, begin all of them with what, like just 2 or 3 with a few recommendations you think of. But then what? But the primary playwright. So flesh that out more. I am thinking hints such as how to consider the like DOM, such as hints kind of like to Claude.md style. I'm thinking like hints or like how-tos similar to Claude.md style. Perhaps like how to, you know, what am I trying to say? Like how to, you know, like find the ideal, like how to grab the ideal, the from the DOM via JavaScript, via like in VM JavaScript, right? That's what I'm trying to say. JavaScript. Or screenshot, right? What else? Oh. Maybe like considering like low res, you know, text or I don't know, or HTML perhaps, like big picture view of the entire document DOM. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, considering the URL, considering the document title, right? If the browser history is known. Yeah. What, viewport? Do I care about viewport size? And any... might provide context to help build the perfect Chatfield data model to successfully complete the form. Okay, and then there's more. Because then, additionally, in the playwright imps, let me think. So this would be how to make the object. Yeah. Yeah, let's just get the you do this for the placeholder. What am I trying to call them? Like just create them. Next. Oh. Show me your like outline, your plan. Show me like an outline for a proposed core API deck, like LLM guidance doc. Core just going to call it that. I don't know why. Me an outline. So what do I want to see? Oh, for the playwright MCP docs. All topics, but no need for content. All topics can nest. Right. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's try that. Let's try that. Place it into where? All Claude.md, all in Claude slash, okay. I think that's it. Let's do that. Huge prompts. Need a bomb. Need a bomb. I don't know if I'm going to finish. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to let this thing think and go off for a moment. What do we do? You have comprehensive understanding. Sure. Yeah, this is great. This is great. Yeah, this is fine. Mm-hmm. This is fine. And then let me turn off the headers because I think I'm going to record this. I may use this footage for like reference or something. Concocting. I went through the README that this thing made. I have a lot of great ideas I want to try from this Claude Code. This morning I made this thing. I made this thing go through all the release notes and just tell me all kinds of cool like power tools, features that I should do. And I'm looking forward to, I circled, I don't know, a dozen of them. I can't wait. Super awesome. Just every developer needs an LLM running like kind of constantly from now on, I think. The big thing I've been thinking the last few days is, I talked about this morning. I think I believe it strongly, is that these LLMs are like changing the balance. They're changing the ratio of primary to secondary output that we produce in this profession. So for example, the application is the primary output and the test suite and the CI/CD is, let's say, secondary, where it's not that it's not important, but it's not the primary. It's not the actual product. It's all the support around the product. And so, the risk profile is lower. This morning, I just pulled up a Streamlit dashboard that I made, and I used it to improve all sorts of prompt security the primary software benefits, like it's all good here. But what's happened is these prompts, and specifically this system prompt here, improved in security from this secondary software. And it never mattered that the secondary software was like secure or SQL injection, or, you know, it ran in a secure, indeed like temporary environment on my, during my process of building. And so that's great. That's good. That's like a really brilliant, low risk and sufficient, if not brilliant, reward. That's a good return on investment. That's a good return for the risk profile. And so I think these LLMs are going to change the entire ratio of that. Like, we're going to have more secondary code. We're going to have more, like, everyone's just going to have 100% test code coverage pretty soon, you know, to a first approximation. I'm shipping in 2 programming languages here, totally independent, but also like identical enough that a language model can get this thing out the door. I really believe, like, they don't have to be earth-shattering, like an IDE, you know. They're for most people, most of the time, they're huge advantage. Huge advantage. I believe it. Okay. Whoa. All right. Lots of updates. Let's do it. Whoa. Whoa. What's going on? Why am I said, didn't I say short? Okay. Guidance. Okay. MCP. Where's the dang? Okay. Outline. Playwright MCP guidance. We can start here. Here's the outline for the Playwright MCP guidance. Converting live forms with a Playwright. Okay. Yeah. What is Playwright MCP? Why use it? Okay. Navigate to the form. Okay, so when navigating to the form, fine. Capture page snapshot, take screenshot for reference, analyze document context. I don't know what that means. Oh, I see. Alternative, incremental discovery approach. Yeah. Oh, I feel like maybe let's focus on the Playwright first. Remind me to return back to the other topic. Okay. When we complete. Next. What I want to say is, let me do a quick search. Accessibility? No, that's not exactly. Nope, that's not correct. That's not what I want. Here it is. Get accessible tree. What is that? Actually, that might... Oh, there it is. Oh, awesome. Accessibility tree. Oh, that's a snapshot rather than a screenshot. Wonderful. All right. Very good. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, instructions or help text. Identify form boundaries. Uh-huh. Use JavaScript. So here's some Jeez. Okay, put the JavaScript in a file. Yeah, put the JavaScript in a file. Yes. Yes, okay. Jesus, there's a lot. Okay, hold on. Let's go. Okay, JavaScript, HTML5. Yes, yes. Totally. Man, this thing could read the source code of the JavaScript if it really wanted to. Might be like, might be a little difficult to get working generically. Maybe I could ask Claude Code. JavaScript validation analysis, interactive. Yeah. I know something. Okay. Okay, so first thing, very important, like never, like navigation, scrolling, focus, anything read only is fine, but do not like, you know, input, but like try to minimize input events into the into the like viewport. Trying to minimize ideally 0 like events, ideally 0 events. Mila. Oop, am I reconnected? We're back? Hello. Yeah. That was weird. Anything read only is fine. Very important. Like phase 1, like gathering, let's say, is read only on the web, like on the browser, like from like in spirit, at least, browser, you know, navigation, scrolling, focus, anything read only is fine. Try to minimize input events to the viewport, ideally 0 events in the form, you know, like objects, components. Okay, what else? Then phase 2, only when the chat field, only when the, I know, every chat field object must have a, is it confidential? Let's make it non-confidential. Is it a conclude field? No. Is it a conclude field? No. What is it? Let's just call it a field. Must have a like dedicated field, like ready to submit, with a validation rule that the user must explicitly like affirm, you know, confirm they are ready. To transition, like which transitions? Why am I drunk? Which transitions? To phase 2. So like populating.